And I guess we're ticking. We are live. Good evening, people. And thank you for waiting. Thank you for being patient, for being a little bit late. But we have a lot of things to unpack today. Wasn't really supposed to do a live show today. Was supposed to chill, relax. But you know what? Been hit by a curveball with a lot of things happening in the news today. We're talking about the takeover news. We're talking about the protest 1958 outside the megastore. Degea, his new contract and how he's getting snubbed. Onana to Manchester United is getting hot. And of course, Rabiot snubbing Manchester United by accepting Juventus one contract year extension. Harry Kane to Manchester United is off by the looks of it. Looks like he's going to Bayern Munich by the sounds of it. So we're going to talk about that as well. Also, Sabitzer potentially to stay at Manchester United, but also number 7, the curse of number 7. Who will get the number 7 shirt? There's been a kit launch coming up, but also a little bit of a Frenkie de Jong. But sit tight, relax, and don't forget to smash and relax. You know, smash and relax. Smash and like that subscribe button. Drink whatever you're drinking. I'm having a coffee. And later on, I will be joined by Jarvis Cocker, who is currently wrapping up a show with Flying Pig United. But you know what? It's Mufc Realist TV, and sorry if I'm sound a little bit of out of breath. I've been out walking my dog and just literally ran into the studio. But guys, see you in 10 seconds. Have a drink on your coffee. Cheers.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay.
And it's kind of the time to achieve success there to Nago. I think we can all agree the transfer market is rumbling. We're entering to the international transfer market, opening in about 6 days. And I want to go to the VR room because we have a lot of things to discuss today. So before I continue the show, because there's a lot of things that we're going to cover today. So I just want to go into the VR room and see who's in the house. Guys, you've been preloading messages. Jarle Marling is in the house. He's just said he just listened to the United People's podcast, has done a rundown on the money we got to spend on the June 30th, looking at £260 million to spend. We will dissect into that. Torgood is in the house. Jamie Vane, Torgood again. There's a lot of you. Jamie Vane, one of the moderators, Edward Reid as usual. Let me see more. Torgood as well. Everyone is good. Torgood. The thing is, guys, it is a lot of things happening right now with the transfer market and the takeover is too much for our, our fan base. Lucky Singh is in the house also saying we want deals settled down. Darcy, Brian, Edward, Kevin, you're coming with them. Yes, we're going to talk about the transfer news and takeover news, not transfer. It's getting very, very frustrating and confusing because you're kind of getting them mixed up. It's not easy when you have 2 processes running at the same time. Who else is in the house? RJ, big up family, big up to you, RJ, as well. Stephanie Griffith is in the house, one of our moderators and members, loyal members. Hi all, want G. Yes. Carlos is also in the house. Chill. Carlos says, chill out, kids. Everyone from Lancashire, England. Hope we're all doing fine. Good to you. Good to see you, Carlos, as well. Wherever you're calling in the world or watching in the world, give us a shout out as well. Smash a like on this video, and hopefully we will see Jarvis coming in very, very soon. But at the moment, it's only me behind the controls, and I'm trying to read out everything. Jonathan Ball, we have a baller in the house. Jonathan, hello, Jonathan, to you, mate. How are you going? And let's see. We have a super chat coming straight away. Oh, Jeff Steele from Aussie. Aussie. Oi. Kane to Bayern Munich just means Mbappe to go for me. Don't get giddy now, Jeffy. Come on, mate. Yeah, we will see. Will it be a signature signing when the Sheikh Yassim comes in? We will talk about that as well. But yeah, I've been saying that all along, and I have a little bit backup, a little bit clip that I want to play with Graham Bailey that I had on the show about over a month ago. He was adamant to claim that, Kane would rather go to Bayern Munich, according to Daniel Levy. But the press has been saying, no. Like, he's very close to his family. I've been following Christian Falk, who is the Bayern Munich guy, the go-to person, the journalist from the Spiegel, the Bild as well. There's been reportedly in the past couple of weeks, at least, that, Bayern Munich has a has been reached out to Kane's family and talking about no personal problems, nothing, and now apparently they put in a bid, at least, or preparing a bid. So Jeffy, good up to you, mate. I don't know what time it is, but it must be very, very late or early in the morning. Let me see. Zora is in the house as well, saying hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you, Zora, wherever you are. So we're right where I am right now. It's 10 p.m. in Sweden, so 9 p.m. UK time. For some of you in APAC Pacific, Australia must be early morning. Some of you in the US as well. Big up to all of you. A Premier League 𝑴𝒖𝒄 is in the house as well. Yes, lads, don't forget to smash that like button. Show support. Big up to you, Premier League 𝑴𝒖𝒄. Simon Heron is also in the house saying, evening, guys. Yes, good evening to you, Simon Heron. You guys are so good and active, talking to each other, entertaining myself. Ashid Moy is in the house as well. Ashid, Mia, good evening. Good evening. You got me there, my dyslexic eyes, but at least I caught up your joke. Good evening. 100%. What is the share price? I don't know, mate. I have not been seeing the share price. Been super busy today. As I mentioned, I was not supposed to do a stream, but there's a lot of grounds to be covering today, and buckle up because there's a lot of things we will discuss as a community, applying logic and reasoning, and Ruby starred, if you know there. Hi there, Ruby, says Jonathan Ball. Hi there, Lisa Jensen from Denmark. Evening all. Big up to you, Lisa. How are you doing? How's Denmark? Is it raining? Is it sunshine? Let me know. Somebody saying Netflix smash relax hasn't got the same sound. Oh my god, we have somebody in the house that I haven't seen before, and sorry, my dyslexic tired eyes reads Luxus 𝒂𝒚. Dude, if you're going to tongue twist my tongue, it's going to take me the whole show to untwist it, mate. They're coming. Qatar. Yes, they are coming. Relax. Take a chill pill. And sorry if I did slaughter your name. UDO Stone. Rabiot has signed 1-year contract with Juventus today. Yes. UDO, we're going to talk about that as well. 100%. Director Me is in the house as well. Rabiot is poison. Let him stay right where he is. We're going to discuss that, Director Me. And to be honest, because I have a suspicion, a theory regarding what's been going on there with Rabiot. Is this the second time we get snubbed? We know that. Sorry, my humor. That. John Murtaugh. Happened to be on Tinder, and he caught 𝒂𝒚 Rabiot on Tinder, and he happened to swipe left and went down to Montpellier to wine and dine 𝒂𝒚 last year, and the same story appeared again, and he seems to snub us. He seemed to be in snub us. So I'm tired of Rabiot, or is it just paper talk? Angie's in the house, one of our moderators. G'day, Angie, how you going? Good to see you. Chris Breeze is in the house as well. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Chris. Let's see, Carlos is also here saying hi. Lexus is also in the house. Told you, bro, United will have me die. Don't die yet, Lexus, me brothers. So we still yet to go. Andy Young is in the house. Love the name. Questions: how sure can you be that the club will be sold to Qatar? 100%. We will dive into that because the financial reports has been coming out. McKenna Evans, good to you. Oh god, good Tor is in the house as well. Hello, Mick and VR room. Hello, Tor. Good. Throw us the hammer, the Thor's hammer. Just control, be nice and civil, and be nice to each other. So let me see. I am totally low. Jeff Steele is saying 5:40 a.m. That's dedication. Sydney, Australia in the house. I'm throwing back a boomerang. I will drink a coffee for you. Okay, with you. Cheers, Jeffy. Oh, so good. If you're asking me what my preferred choice of coffee, it's always a coffee espresso, double espresso for me. John Johnson in the house. There's only one John Johnson. Good evening, John Johnson. I'm trying to get over all of you. Evening, Simon. Everyone is really up for it. Oof. God, bear with me. I'm just enjoying this. More Hamza is in the house from Qatar. Eid Mubarak, brother, to my Muslim brothers and sisters, by the way. Yes, it is Mubarak today, Eid Mubarak in the Muslim world and Islam. So, God willing, and inshallah, whatever you say, Eid Mubarak to you, Hamza, as well, and everyone that is Muslim. 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 Glory is in the house. Yeah, it's a 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 O'Neill, maybe. United should employ Rabiot's mom as a transfer negotiator. Imagine that. Me, Véronique, the transfer negotiator. Just give me some wine and cheese, 𝒖𝒊𝒄𝒌. Oh my God. Eid Mubarak again from Qatar, guys. Let me just walk you through. Ayush, my friend, where have you been, man? How is your PhD exam going? Ayush, Jill, namaste from India. I'm leaving football because Glazers are playing with my mental health. My new club is Luton Town. Yeah, because Glazers can buy Luton Town and they'll loot him. That's a funny joke. No expectations, no heartbreak. And also, they have signed more players than us in this window. So bear with us, Ayush. Have a little bit of patience. It's been 18 years, Ayush, and you've been one of our first members in this community. I get you. It's getting too much for us fans. Like we have a transfer window going on at the moment. By default, like we tend to press the panic button with fans. But I'm just saying, something that I learned a long time ago. It's hard, but you should try it, guys. It's just never let your fear and emotions clog your judgment. Just always be calm and composed, because you will just easily see the tree from the forest, or just clear the fog that's in front of you, and you will see a clear skies and weather. That is one piece of advice that my mentor gave to me, and that I can pass it on to you. Or like some people watch Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Philip is in the house. Philip, g'day, mate. How was the protest today? Thanks for contribution. 1958 did a fantastic job today to block the mega store. So big up evening to you, Philip, as well. Let's see. Abdi Ale, hello from London. Abdi, you're the first time I see you here, Abdi. So big up to you. Good evening from Sweden, almost from Gothenburg to London as well. What else do we have? Box is in the house. Good evening, Box. Now, I almost gone over everyone in the house without ignoring anyone. Jay, thank you is in the house. What would we be without our thank you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Jay. Evening, everyone. Glazers out, green and gold until we are sold. And I believe we are sold. So let's kick on with the show, guys. I shouted out everyone. It's been 12 minutes ranting, talking to you, but you guys are my therapy. I hope you're all doing well. Right, so let's get into the stories and the news today, because there's a lot of things to be unpacked today. Now, big up to 1958. They arranged the megastore protest today. Apparently, it was a kit launch, and happens to be that they succeeded to close down the entire operation of the megastore. But on the other hand, 90% of the United global fan base are probably going to order it online anyway. So one thing to do that's great. If that works, you can always continue to come back there every day if people don't have any job or anything else to do, to protest and keep forcing the hands of the Glazers to have a proper announcement, but also attack the online sponsorships. Why would you buy a kit? If you buy a kit, you're actually supporting the Glazers' pocket, unless it's the new ownership. 100% then you can support. That is my take on it. So a little bit in terms of the transfer market, what people are saying, no, takeover market is, I see it to, what people are reporting, that there has to be announcement before the June 30th. And why is it so? Well, there's a simple reason for calling it out is, I'm sorry, I just accidentally went 2 steps ahead. Well, there is a reason, because the financial play and, FFP plays a part, right? Manchester United not making any major announcements until financial year closes, and this is on this Friday. There will be some board meeting. Apparently, financial figures has been disclosed. I believe that is a positive. The club is 11% up. The share prices is dropping. There's a lot of movements going in the house, and later on, I want to share some inside information, what's really going on with the takeover. June the 30th is set to be a crucial date for Manchester United, acting as the conclusion to a week of financial developments. This date marks the end of 2023. That's correct. But also there is something with credits and FFP, that this is the crucial date, the 30th, and then basically all the debts and everything needs to be cleared by then, according to my understanding. And anything else that's been taken, all the transfers past the 30th, will be considered as a ending on for the next year's figures. So it's so much easier if you kind of buy the players, for instance, any form of transfer or any form of agreement that you do. If you get it before the 30th, it doesn't count for next year's FFP. I hope this makes sense. We will dive into that later on, but Jarvis comes on board as well. So let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding that as well. What else? We will talk about the takeover a little bit later, further down the show. We will save it. Philip is also saying here that mental health is a key and needs to be talked about more. 100%. Definitely, I agree with you. I enjoy every day, ever so hard reason why I run 4 times a week, to free your mind. Whatever it helps, Philip, like, and always, like myself, I go to the gym to ease off my steam. It's about 1 hour to lift some weights and punch the punching bag or whatever, go for a walk, whatever you find that works. But don't sit there and watch tweets like every minute, and that only increase your anxiety, expecting things to happen. We're living in society, in the world today, that we always demand, give me information. Not right now. If I'm not getting it, I'm getting panicked, right? So 100% to you. Right. And you definitely agree with that, saying definitely. So, okay, let's kick on with the next story. David De Gea. Oh my God, what's going on there? This came out like wildfire today, right? David De Gea is signed, didn't sign a new contract, or did he sign a new contract? And now we seem to be saying, we don't want you. We're trying to force you out. We know that David De Gea is on 375 thousand pounds per week. And by the looks of it, there's contradicting reports, but I want to sort of dive into this, guys. I want to have a look at further what the tweets are saying. Okay. Today came out from Give Me Sports. David De Gea signed Man United contract extension before club withdrew the offer. What does that mean? According to my logical opinion, if a contract has been presented to you, if both parties have signed it and you withdraw that contract, that is a contract of breach, isn't it? Unless they prepared the contract draft for him, he signed it, but the club refused to sign it back because they changed their mind. Now, apparently, according to United District tweets, saying that the offer with a lower salary made by Manchester United to David De Gea is yet to be agreed by him, according to that tweet. And he's now considering options. Discussions are ongoing, and it remains the balance as whatever he will accept it or not. His interest is, he's also have interest from Saudi Arabia. Later on, comes out from United exclusive to say David De Gea and Manchester United had agreed on a new contract, but Erik ten Hag effectively said, no, I'm not going to sign on this. And this is coming up from Chris Wheeler. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions regarding that. The truth is always in the middle, right? Did they offer De Gea a contract earlier in April, March? It's been there on the table. He, on his part, kind of thought about it. Why would I take £175,000 salary cut? Well, it's clear and obvious that Erik ten Hag don't like him. He doesn't fancy him. Probably wants to see him as a number 2. And now they even trying to say more. Okay, now you want to accept 200,000. Well, what about you taking a little bit more pay cut? This is for me a strategy to say, like, you know what? You only have a few more days until your contract is expiring. Maybe it's time for you to go somewhere else, because we're obviously looking at other goalkeepers like André Onana. So what are you guys saying there? Edward Reed says that I can't see other outcome than De Gea leaving, as Hag wants a new keeper. 100%. Box says also, this shows that the club are not backing Ten Hag. Well, doesn't mean that they are not backing Ten Hag. Ten Hag wants a new goalkeeper, plus the club wants to keep David De Gea. No, not really. If you read the last tweet, that Erik ten Hag said no, and would he accept the terms? Like, we know that he did this couple of blinders. It's been on a decline. Even if you won the Golden Glove, I've always been the person backing De Gea, right? But football has changed, and we need a sweeper keeper. Like, everyone that's seen Onana knows exactly that Onana was the person that actually took into the finals and almost won it. He was immense. There was only one shot on that target, and there was nothing he could do about it. If we don't back Ten Hag, says Bock, with his own targets plus wishes, then we are going nowhere fast. Hold your horses there, Box. Hold your horses and believe, because the transfer window is about to open. I believe it's going to be 300 BPM spin on that disco mirror play, to be honest. Milos Mitic is in the house saying, you know what, Tottenham je odbio ponudę od Kane'a, 70 million, traži minimum 100 za transfera. That's Milos Mitic in Serbian saying Tottenham did decline the 70 million offer for Bayern Munich. They want 100 million. Delusional Daniel Levy. Who does he think he is? Okay, Kane is a super striker. We all know that. You know how many goal contributions he provides, how many goals he can provide. But to ask 100 million for a player that has 12 months on the contract, knowing that at the end of the day, you got to let him go for free, right? So, in conclusion, Harry Kane needs to put his foot down, show a little bit cojones, right? True. So, moving on, David De Gea out. I think that is, I don't see any other solution that De Gea will go. He will not accept it. And even if he did agree to sign, they came back to say, no, okay, you signed it on 200. How about you going for 175? That is kind of a sign to say that you're not wanted. But is it the right way to treat a legend? I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. Cooper Andy said, if you want Avram and Joel Glazers in the swimming pool with a salt and water crocodile having a bite of force of that's 500 PCS, say yes, cool. Spot on. What are we missing? Direct to me saying club doing what they always club doing what they do all the times, hanging all the failures on the manager so that is easy to justify his sacking. No, I don't see it that way. Direct to me, I don't agree with you. This is your opinion, and I see things a little bit clearer than that. I see us acting like a club, barring that we are announcing the fire sale of 13 players out of the squad. This is something that Glazers would never approved. That means that it's only one thing: sale, right? Sale, right? Because at the end of the day, player squad is the overall evaluation of the club. Glazers has been inflating the price in order to increase the evaluation of the club. So why would they approve and sanction 13 players out? So that is kind of a sign written on the wall, to be honest. Smash a like, people. Smash a like. Let's move on. So, having to say that, André Onana. Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's the same? I'm getting giddy regarding Onana because there's a very strong reports coming out that André Onana, Inter Milan sporting director Piero Asiliano, flies to Manchester United to complete the 50 million Manchester United deal. Even Terry Flewis, my dear friend from the Terrace, is also getting giddy about it. And wow, this is hot. It's getting hot in here. That tells you the contradiction. They want Onana in and David De Gea out. Why would they keep De Gea if Onana's coming in for 50 million? Onana knows Erik Ten Hag. He played under Ten Hag for 3 years. He left out on a free transfer for Inter Milan. So whatever 50 million that they are selling Onana for, it's a bonus. That's 50 million that they didn't pay for him. So this is pure profit. Makes sense. And for me, Onana is amazing in terms of his, shot stopping. It's not as De Gea's, but not far off. His movement on the ball, his press resistance. He's almost playing like a, defensive midfielder. We saw that in the Champions League final, to be honest. So for me, I'm getting giddy. Let me know what you think. I mean, is this going to be the first signing of the season? Does it look like Onana will be the first one coming into the door, especially when the sporting director Piero is flying in to have a meeting with Manchester United to complete the deal as well? Wow, I'm getting giddy. Let me know what you think. I in this guy say, why would you selling the club? Why would the selling club send the director all the way flying into buying the club? Surely they buying the club, send delegates to selling the club trash. I did not, sorry, I and this guy, my dyslexic eyes did not understand your tweet, but surely something in line. So why would they send the sporting directors? Basically, Inter is in financial trouble. There has to do something with the FFP rules as well. You know what I mean? I spoke about that, the 30th of June. That is the magic date, right? You need to sell off a lot of players in order to, after the 30th, the new physical year of FFP applies to all the clubs around Europe as well. That's probably why. That's probably why. Listen, guys. Wow. Bear with me. I got to have a sip of my coffee. Where is my Jarvis? Okay. Rabiot. We have to talk about Rabiot. You know, we're avoiding that bullet again. If we had a Mason Mount with Rabiot, we always talk about the midfield name would be, and that would be Mount or Rabiot. But now we will not have a Mount or Rabiot. It seems like Adrien Rabiot is going to mount Juventus for another year, what Milo Schmidt was saying. For me, it sounds a little bit, it stinks. I smell a little bit dead rat. Was it more of, the agent and the press banging on more than Manchester United was ever interested in? Potentially, because he signed another 1-year extension and took apparently a sign-on fee as well. Manchester United could have gone in to say, listen, mate, you will make more money by coming for free, have a sign-on fee and a 3-year contract. But no. Do I think that we were used again for him to get an extension and a sign-on fee? We all seen that 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒉 Rabiot is kind of a little bit sneaky, although they say she's not involved, but she is pretty much involved. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. According to Fabrizio Romano, he says Adrien Rabiot has accepted Juventus' new deal proposal, confirmed. Here we go. Green light has arrived and it's positive contacts. Rabiot stays and signs a new contract. Official soon. So hang on. Here we go. An official soon. Okay. Is it over? I don't know. But according to Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here we go, he says, here we go. And then he says official soon. But anyway, I don't want to be dragged into this saga. Personally, as a fan, if you don't want to come to us, don't come to us. But don't use our name to get what you want. That's it. Andy Cooper is saying, Romano clearly said United didn't make an offer. He said they just inquired. That's it. That's about it, Andy. Glad that somebody spotted that, what I saw too. Romano clearly said United didn't make an offer. They just had an inquiry. That's it. Like, okay. So basically, it's John Murtagh. And hey, Veronique, remember me from last year? We met, we wine and dine in Montpellier. What about your son again? Is available? Is interested? No, okay, bye-bye. Putain merde. God. John Johnson saying, if Rubus Lofton-Cheek can be sold, surely we could not be able to sell him like Maguire, McTominay, Elanga, Van der Beek and Fred if Ten Hag wants. 100%. Ten Hag has set the targets. These guys had to go. As I always said, he came in, he didn't have a choice last year. He had to play with what he had. And 1 year's passed, one Premier League season, he's probably seen, this is not my players. This is not what I want. It is time for a fire sale. And I do applaud it because now we're acting like a club, right? Of course, we might make losses, but if we have, basically these purchases was made under the Glazers. So if the Glazers are selling and the new ownership comes in, like Sheikh Yassim 92 Holding, they don't give a shit, to be honest. It's not their money they're losing, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't really hurt if you're selling them a little bit cheaper, because once the new establishment come in, they will pump in new money. Does that make any sense? Anyway, where's my Jarvis? So dependent on you, Jarvis. Where are you? He's stuck with United Flying Pig, I guess. Okay. Harry Kane. Cocaine. God, what would we be without this Harry Kane story, right? What will we be? We need to talk about it. Might Mick. Yes. Yeah, it might be so. Listen, let's talk about this Kane. It has to be, because this is going to be the long dragon saga, about Harry Kane and what's his future and what he wants to be. According to Christian Falk, Bayern will use Manchester United interest as a leverage in Kane deal. Ten Hag still really wants England star. Yeah, but not to 100 million, mate. Not to 100 million. And fair play, like, apparently Bayern Munich made a 70 million offer for Kane, euros though. I assume that was the base fee with the add-ons, right? That Bayern Munich, according to the Athletic as well, saying has submitted a formal offer for Tottenham Hotspur striker Harry Kane, the Bundesliga champions bid. Yes. And then Christian Falk says that they had conversations with his family and entourage. They had no problems, personal terms, yada, yada, yada. It just proves that there were a lot of people saying that Harry Kane would not move. He's happy in London. He's a family man, stuff like that. Trust me, if Bayern Munich comes knocking on your door, guarantee your silverware and everything, you can still come back after 3 years to England to complete your record. So big up Christian Falk. I believe what Christian Falk is saying, because at the end of the day, he's Mr. Bayern himself, right? But of course, Daniel Levy seems to be knocking it down, to be honest. What is he made of? Like, come on, somebody's offering you 70 million euros for a striker. There's got 12 months left on your contract. What kind of game are you playing? I just see that Daniel Levy will kind of utilize the whole summer window, dilly-dallying. But one thing that we know about Daniel Levy, he's a finance guy, right? He will cave at the end of the day. So all you have to do, put the bid there, like we did with Mason Mount. Put it on the table. Wait. Just wait. And trust me, he's got debts. He built a $1 billion stadium. That needs to be paid off as well. He needs to back his manager as well. What's his name? Costapoglio, Angie, right? Spurs ain't going nowhere this season, to be honest. And they need to sort of sell Kane for a 70-odd million or something to reinvest into buy new players as well. Guys, let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding Harry Kane. I am personally sick and tired. I always said, put Harry Kane in the back pocket, put it right there, stick it where the sun don't shine to Daniel Levy, and just be Manchester United. Be bigger club than Daniel Levy. Be the bigger person. Go in there with Billy Bollocks and say, look, mate, here's 70 million. You ain't going nowhere. You're not going to challenge for top 4. Give us Kane, and we give you Harry Maguire or something in return. Be astute. But this is just the opening, I think. This is the opening bid from Bayern Munich. But definitely there are moves on the market for Harry Kane, including Bayern Munich. What's Manchester United going to do? We don't know. Are we in for Osman potentially? I don't know. There's silence of the lamb out there. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Alex Reed is saying, let Bayern Munich set the price. 100%. Let them drive the bid. It's like running 100 meters relay or 400 meters relay. You know what I mean? Like, you pass on the stick, right? You run the first 100 meters, you pass on to the next person to run the next 100 meters. And at the end of the day, Manchester United will be the 4th player, just taking off the stick and run all the way to the finish line. Fresh. That's it. Tanky say, Mick, thoughts on Calvin Phillips potentially move to United? Never heard of it, Tanky. I did not heard about that. Personally, if it's going to feel like a squad rotation, he's ex-Leeds player. I don't know. But to have a Calvin Phillips on the bench, yeah, why not? At the end of the day, we need rotational squads. We have a super chat. Mick, you are doing an awesome job flying solo. Fly better, fly Qatar, right? Flying solo, yeah. But I still need my co-pilot. It's like Top Gun, like, I'm Maverick, but I miss my ice wingman, Jarvis Cocker. Guys, let's see. Osman price. Let's see. Box is saying Osman price has gone from 100 million in April to 125 million in May to 150 million start of June. Now it's 180. That is kind of telling to Todd Bowley, come and get me, Toddy. Todd, I'm waiting for you. 180. We know that Todd Bowley's crazy. Will he go for it? Like, come on, man. Seriously. So big up for the super chat for John Johnson. Thank you for flying solo. It's been a while. Goose. Yes, that's Goose. Goose and Maverick, isn't it? Yeah, that's Goose. So who's Goose? Am I Maverick? And then my Jarvis Beavis and Butthead is Goose. Potentially. I feel the need for speed. Definitely. I feel the need for Qatari. I get that. Absolutely. Jarvis completes the team. He's coming. Don't you worry. He's coming. Okay, moving on. Harry Kane, put it in the back pocket, put it in back burner, and let Bayern do the chasing, right? That's the thing. It is like Prince Charming. Like, you know, if you're in competition with your mate, you're going for the same girl, let the guy do the chasing and you just swoop in the last hour. If you go into the discotheque, if you remember as a child, like, you know, you were drinking a little in the bar, you was eyeballing this girl and everyone was buying her drinks. At the end of the day, you just walk in, like, you know, 5 minutes left before the bar closes, you take her home and that's it. That's what we're going to do. That's a nice analogy. See, I in this guy said Chelsea to offer Osman a 150-year contract to spread the payments. You wish, but unfortunately that door has shut thanks to Todd Bowley. He did it sneaky, very, very sneaky, but he got caught with his fingers in the cookie jar. So Premier League has kind of said no more. Anyway, what's next? Well, Mason Mount. I am so proud of our club and our gaffer Erik ten Hag. Basically, you know, who they think they are. There's a major thing taking place. What I mentioned, and I need to reiterate again, is to avoid the FFP regulations. We know that Todd Bowley went on a spending spree last year, spending over £400 million on mixed matchup players, right? And he is in deep pressure to sell players. 100%. If he does that before the 30th, which is the end of the financial year and the reset of FFP, if we get that over the line, that's why they want to meet this week, to get this as quick as over the line as possible. But they've been trying to drive this extortion price. No, we want 60 plus 7 add-ons. Manchester United has said no, because, you know, we are not going to overextend our budget, because we have calculated everything. Mason Mount is not worth more than 50 plus 5 add-ons. They're adamant to say we will not meet you there. The money is there. This is a third and final offer. If you want to take it, take it. Otherwise, piss off, pretty much. And this is being confirmed and backed as well, to be honest, by latest tweets today. I'm just going to read it out to you. Like, you know, to be honest, Fabrizio Romano has also said, like, you know, they're willing to meet and discuss, like, on a Mason Mount's deal. So showing the hand, who's the most desperate party, right? We've shown interest, we want Mason Mount, but we're not willing to pay more than 55, right? And they are confident, like, this is Manchester United. They always overpay. Not this time, because we have a new chief negotiator in the house named Matt Hargreaves, right? This is the game changer. If we get him to 55 or 50, even lower down, even if they come to Carrington and discuss, or Mayfair, whatever they meet, just say, no, okay, 55 doesn't longer stand. It's 45 plus 5. Take it or leave it. Ciao, Bella. And by the way, why will we give you the money for you to sort of go and get our target, Caicedo? Yes, you heard me, Caicedo. Obviously, we are interested in Caicedo as well. So is Arsenal. So is everyone else. It's going to be a mad rush for Caicedo, to be honest. Let me see what you guys are saying in the VR room. It says here, Milos Mitic saying in Serbian, they are definitely willing to walk away for Kane. That's the thing, right? 55. Even Ten Hag is saying no more. Ten Hag is definitely in control. He's saying, I will not overpay. 55 is the max, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. 100%. Alex Reed, Mason can lace Frankie's shoes. Yeah, we'll get to Frenkie de Jong. Obviously, we will get that at the end of the show. Yeah, Mason can lace Frankie's shoes. This is Edward Reed said United can't cave, because if they do, it sets the tone for the whole summer. No, of course, I don't get it. We can't cave means that we're not gonna budge. Yeah, I get you. I get your message there, because if we show the weaker hand to say we will cave and we will give you the money, that means that everyone have seen it and they will take us for the ride for the rest of the summer. So this is setting the precedence, right? This is like, you know, may the Schwartz be with you. I got the bigger Schwartz than you, if you've seen Spaceballs. Definitely. Angie, hi Mick. What do you think will happen with the cash that the club got for winning the Carabao Cup or getting into the Champions League? Yeah, that's going to definitely be utilized 100%. If we are struggling to buy more than 120 million, listen, the 120 million mark is just how do I say it? Wash, rinse, repeat. same outlets saying the same thing every year. Manchester United only have 100 to 120 million to spend, but it was kind of reported today that our spending now is about 250, 350 million pounds, to be honest. Adding on that, we're going to sell the players as well. Adding on that, Sheikh Yassin will come in and clear the FFP, and adding on extra money to the kiddies. So I would see us spending around 350 this year. That's just an estimation guess. We already have allocated money, and we will discuss about that later as well, with a little bit of clip from Graham Bailey that we had recorded and interviewed a few weeks ago. So I'm going to play what he said as well. Wow. Guys, there's so many of you. I'm alone. There's 100, 200 people. Smash the like. I'm trying to sort of navigate this chat room as well, the VR room, while Jarvis is not here, and trying to control this podcast contents. Nikos is saying, Mike Keegan says that there is no preferred bidder regarding the takeover. Okay. Well, here's the thing, right? British journalists has been backtracking. They've been doing, you know, saltomortals, 350, 360 degrees flip arounds, all the major tricks that you can do in the world. But if you, Mike Keegan says there's no preferred bidder, means that there is no preferred bidder. There is no preferred bidder. It's never been a preferred bidder. It's never been exclusivity. All it's been is just the highest bidder wins. That's it. That's been like a billionaire squid game. You know, whoever puts you know, 6 billion on the table and offers the Glazer siblings 1 billion each in the pocket, that will win. And that's what's happening, to be honest. We'll dive into that later on as well. I need to move on. And as Edward Reed is saying, Michael Keegan has no idea at the moment. True. And we covered this so many times before. Like, you know, I reckon sports journalists should stick to being sports journalists, not financial experts, right? Simon Heron said, it's premature judging Hargreaves. Nothing happened, those as far. Yeah, true. He just started his job, so give him a little bit of a chance. But this is definitely him setting a tone to say, look, you know, we're not going to budge, mate. You know, Simon, big up to you. Okay. Straight to sell Keegan, Jamie Wayne is saying. Yeah, we will talk more about the buyout. This is the most important thing, 100%. But I'm just still waiting for Jarvis Cocker to come into the house as well. Wait, maybe he's missing the link. I will just copy and share the link to Jarvis. Hang on a second. Bear with me, people. Paste. There you go. I forgot to send him the link. That's probably why. Bad on me, Mickey. All right, let's move on. Yada, yada. Oh! Hot from the press today. Manchester United suggests that Marcel Sabitzer might be staying at the club in the lighting of the new kit release. How about that? You know, it's reported by Manchester Evening News that Marcel Sabitzer, surprise name, still available for fans to print back on the new 23-24 t-shirt season. It's been quite silent. Nobody's been talking about Sabitzer. Is this a plan to sort of take him on 20 million as a squad player? Let me know what you think. You know, of course, I can shout you out. You know, we have a new person in the house, random 𝑦𝒊𝒄𝒌 𝑹𝒖𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒕 I shout you out as well. Okay, cool. I can't stand the thought of giving the rent boys 60 million per month just so they can go back and say 100%. People are saying Sabitzer is a massive no. That would be horrific. Why, Simon? The time he was utilized, the time he came on, and the time we played in the right position, he was quite good, actually. But then, of course, he had a little bit lucky. Like, you know, he was a little bit unlucky with injuries and stuff like that. But as a squad depth, Sabitzer offered more than actually McTominay and McFred. You know what I mean? Squad player, at least. Yeah, not bad player, but not to De Jong, 100%. RJ saying, I keep Sabitzer. We will see. But I just picked it up today, and I was getting like, whoa. I never thought about that anyway. Okay. This is exciting me. The curse of number 7 is suggesting now that Manchester United seems to set the name Alejandro Garnacho as the new number 7. I mean, pinch me. I mean, is it too early to give him the number 7? But the boy is special, right? The boy last season was the reason why we came back and why we won many goals. And he was just like 18 years of age, 17, 18, right? But he's the future. Why not give him the number 7 shirt? I don't know if you guys have seen the reveal, or has it been any leaks? You know what I mean? But there's suggestions to say that, you know, Alejandro Garnacho will have the number 7. Let me know what you think. I don't mind if he gets a number 7. He deserves it, you know. He will definitely make the number 7 shirt proud. We've seen the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Viva Garnacho, Viva Ronaldo running on the wing, United sing. So it makes sense to give him the number 7 shirt. Cool. Cool. Right. People. Now, coming to the crescendo. Bayern Munich inquire about Frenkie de Jong, Manchester United to retain interest. This is coming from Graham Bailey, a friend of ours as well, that writes for 90 Minutes as well, that Barcelona is actually looking to offload Frenkie de Jong, inquiring in Frenkie de Jong. We know that Manchester United has retained interest all the way from last summer. We covered this so many times with the deferred wages, and apparently Manchester United has made contacts again, apparently, according to reports from Spain, inquiries. Barcelona needs to offload. They're in huge financial troubles. I think they activated the 53rd lever, to be honest. They are in big mess. They paid half of his deferred wages already, so that 17-18 million was have been halfly paid. So this is going to be very interesting what's going on. There's several solutions that you can do. It's similar, like if you are a Sheikh Yassim coming in, like they did with Neymar, you can buy out his whole contract and happy days, right? You can go to La Liga to say, oh, FIFA, La Liga, like they did with the Neymar, and just buy him out his contract. Anything is possible. But could this be a signing that Erik ten Hag is keeping in his back pocket as a surprise moment? Could it be? I mean, the truth is, like, of course, if his wife, or girlfriend, let's say, she's happy in Barcelona. True, the weather is nice, the beach is fine, weather does play a good thing, but at the end of the day, Xavi doesn't even fancy him, to be honest. Like, he played him in the wrong positions. I don't think he's facing in the boarding Gundogan. So where's Frenkie going to play now? He's going to play deeper. He's going to be a centre back again. It looks like they're going to try to force him out. More and more reports are saying that it's starting to cook up again. Me personally, if he doesn't come to Manchester United, I look at the players' side. Anywhere he goes, he will thrive and just be the better person. Then I look around the different fan channels and I can understand, because we've been through this road before. We had this before. And can we handle another Frenkie 2.0? I don't think so, right? But if Erik ten Hag wants him, if Erik ten Hag is very obsessed with him, and he keeps him still in the plan. He missed out of last year because of the deferred wages thing. It wasn't that he wasn't willing to come. He wasn't willing to walk away from the deferred wages. End of story. Legal contract terms, right? Why would you walk away as a 25-year-old from 80 million euros? It's a lot of money, yeah. But if we get him, would you, as a Manchester United fan, back Erik ten Hag to say, look, you know what? Last year, we had a deal with Barcelona. It was well documented. Murtough and Fletcher, not Murtough and Arnold was there. They had an agreement with the club, 75 plus 5 add-on 80 million, right? So if you're going to pay like for Caicedo 80 million, you might as well go for Frenkie de Jong. That's well proven, according to my opinion, right? Somebody that, Papa Eric raised, right? He's basically the father and the one that brought Frenkie up to where he is today. And they sold him off to Barcelona as well. So makes sense why he's so obsessed, because last year, as we saw, he built up his whole entire squad plan with Frenkie de Jong in it as the pivotal midfield registrar. So lining up him along with Casemiro and potentially Mason Mount, potentially with how do I say it? If we have Sabitzer in there, if we have Bruno Fernandes, what a sick midfield. It's either like we get like Caicedo or Frenkie de Jong, either way. But I don't see us getting one midfielder. I think Rabiot was kind of there like as an inquirement, but I think we are looking at 2 midfielders minimum in this summer window. Let me see what you guys have said. Yes, Andy Young saying Ten Hag definitely has a shrine at home with the De Jong's face plastered on his walls. Yeah, I mean, they definitely have his WhatsApp numbers. I mean, there is certain ethics in football that, you never talk about other people's players that are under the contract, and you're not allowed to approach them, poach them directly. But hey, if you played for each other before, you have each other on WhatsApp, and I'm sure there's a couple of messages going back and forward, right? And I want to play a clip. Basically, the reason why I'm thinking like this, because I always go what the past journalist has been said on our podcast, and this is also regarding Harry Kane. What Graham Bailey said earlier, like in about over a month ago, that he said Harry Kane to Bayern Munich, 100%. So let's listen to that, people.
Lack of striker, proper number 9, as they say. Is Weghorst going to cut it for now?
I think for right now, till the end of the season, he does. But I think you've got to look in the summer where we're at. I mean, there's so many variables right now of Manchester United. Do we have new owners? Are the Glazers still going to be there? There's so many variables on that it basically changes everything come end of March, when the sale, according to the Rainbow, finally does happen. It changes everything to what number 9 could come in, which is where I think would love to get Graham's thoughts on who he thinks will come in.
So this was a podcast that we had over a month ago, and where we have Let's Talk Football, and Jody Alexander interviewing Graham Bailey on my channel as well. So let us hear what Graham Bailey has to respond regarding this.
I mean, we've been linked to Kane many times, as you know, Graham. And is it still a possibility? Are we still interested in Kane, or is he looking like he will stay at Tottenham?
He's obviously a player that does interest United. It's obviously the chances of Daniel Levy selling to Manchester United are very, very low.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to sell Harry Kane to a rival, particularly Manchester United. There's been a lot of to and fro between those two clubs over the years. So, and obviously these big deals will be under a new stewardship at United. We expect new owners to be in before July 1st, even June when they start the planning. So we're expecting that, but and money will be available to Erik ten Hag. But is Harry Kane the one? I'm not 100% convinced. I do know obviously there's a lot of players that like. They've looked at Osimhen. I think Dusan Vlahovic is one to watch. I think he will be available for a lot less than what Harry Kane would be. I think he's younger. He's obviously, without Juventus being Champions League, I think he's open to a move to England. So he's one to keep an eye on. Same with Benjamin Sesko. We know he's due to arrive at Leipzig, but United scouts love this guy. They like him a lot. Leipzig could double their money without him coming in. And then does that open up the avenue to other parts of the squad? I still think if I had the money there, I still think Frenkie de Jong will be Ten Hag's main number 1 target if he's available. I think he probably will be. So if they're going to spend that, and it's not that they couldn't spend 100 million in every area, but obviously financial fair play does prevent you from doing that. So I would think maybe De Jong and another might be the case. Kane, yeah, he ticks our boxes, but he's 29, turns 30 this summer, doesn't he?
Yeah, in June or July.
Long term, I'm not convinced. I think Harry Kane might move, but Bayern Munich like him a lot. Does he go there for 2 or 3 years, guaranteed silverware, and then come back? A move to United for Kane, does that guarantee silverware? It looks like it might get him silverware, but I don't think it guarantees it. And so I think you would have to consider that option as well. So no, but I do think a new number 9 is vital for the way they play. I'm not sure. One in Weghorst mold is the way to go, but I don't think someone like a Kane or Vlahovic, even the Sesko, is like that really. Or Weghorst, he's good at what he does, but he's very limited. And unless you're firing crossing the box, as we saw when you played inverted wingers, that isn't always the case. But he distracted the defenders yesterday at Ellen Road. He did what he had to do. But no, I don't think a carbon copy of that will be what we see in the summer. But I do expect a new number 9 to be through the door for Erik ten Hag.
And there we have it. This basically interview we held it over a month and a half ago with Graham Bailey, with my former colleagues there that was hosting like Let's Talk Football. And it was clear and obvious back then that Graham Bailey is a person that had things ears on the ground, and he clearly stated as well. But what's pretty much is been talked about today, that Harry Kane and Daniel Levy, he doesn't want to sell to a top 4 club, and he clearly mentioned about Bayern Munich back then as well, a month and a half ago. He's also saying that he believes that Ten Hag is in for if money is there and he's available, which he believes he is, and obviously we've seen that, you know, Barcelona is struggling with finances, and I believe they're going to force him out, and Ten Hag is probably there. So I would just not sleep on it. I would just be calm, composed. There's a lot of things going on right now, and finally, I think the Tesla drove in, and I have Jarvis in the house. Jarvis,
Hello.
hello, people. We missed you, Jarvis. How you been?
Yeah, I've been fine. I had to do a stream for Mr. Pig, you know, his mother and all that. So I'm sorry that I couldn't be here from the start, but now I'm here. I'm ready to.
People, he's back. Jarvis Cocker, I've been running the stream for 55 minutes. You're fired. Yeah, just joking. Good to have you. But I think I've been guys in the VR room. You know, how would you rate Mick running solo? Did I do well? I was running a busy chat here in the VR room, and at the same time trying to run the content and trying to calm down people in the house. And George Best is saying, "Good evening, Mr. Jarvis. Welcome." Jarvis says, "Tank."
Thank
Jarvis was in Barcelona to finalize the De Jong deal, apparently.
Oh yeah,
But
I love Barcelona.
So what did you miss, Jarvis? So let's just bring you up to speed. Everything that we talked about today, Onana seems to be very close to Manchester United. The sporting director is flying into Manchester United to close off the deal because of the 30th is pretty much the end of the physical financial year where FFP and credits needs to be settled. Otherwise, everything counts for the next year and you are limited how you can spend, Jarvis. How does this apply to Manchester United, according to your opinion as well?
With Onana?
No, with the FFP, the 30th.
I don't know. Is the FFP real or is it only real for United?
It's real for Chelsea and City.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But I don't understand the FFP rules. To be honest, I read about it. I think I understand it. But suddenly I heard that new owners come in and then you can spend as much money as you like. How is that possible? Because you can't spend more than your income. Or
no, of course, FFP is there for a club to operate within the what you're generating. That means salaries and stuff like that. You know, stadium and all that doesn't. You know, building the academy doesn't really count into it. But anything that the money that you're generating, you can use to play. You know, in the transfer market. So usually, what the people are doing is they buy credits, right? So they offer 4 years contract and they spread it out over 4 years. So the payment would not be that much to say if you buy, like Anthony Dos Santos last year, 100 million, right? So you split that up in 5 payments. But what clubs more are concerned about is the overall wage bill, right? Because that adds on to the overall operational costs and salaries. It's not only for the playing squad, but it's also for the coaches, for the people that works in the cantina and all that stuff. So everything is accounted for the FFP. And that's why you're seeing that, Manchester United is trying to get Degea out of the door to lower down the 375 to 200 to say, okay, we're not going to sign off on the 200. How about you take 175 or 150, pretty much, So, and then you go back in February, January, where Erik ten Hag and everyone came out to say that, we're trying to introduce a salary cap on 250, if you remember, right? So This is real, right? This is real. So this is the club acting like a club, thinking forward ahead to say, look, no more of this inflation stuff, no more of this Ed Woodward shit. Like, let's bury this and let's start fresh with a new page, right? Yeah. But if Sheikh Yassim comes in, if the new owner comes in and just clears the debt, it means that you don't have any debt anymore. You increase the balance. It's like a balanced scorecard sheet, right? And you're lowering down the wage bill for certain players. You do a fire sale of 13 players that you can imagine 13 players, on what, 100K a week?
Yeah, basically.
A little bit of variation. That's 13K gone. That means that you can pull in new players and just mix around with, they do budgeting in terms of what you see with Mason Mount. They did the calculation. Now, we're not going to pay you more than 50 plus add-ons, right? Because if we go over, that's going to blow our budget totally, right? Everything's planned, right?
Yeah.
Then if you go over the budget, then you have to pull it down for somebody else that you're going to sign anyway. Like, so when you negotiate the personal terms, it's always about the salary, the add-ons and stuff like that, right? The KPIs in terms of, the add-ons can be like, scoring in Champions League or those kind of things. Soft targets or hard targets.
But the biggest problem, Mick, is over the years we have been paying stupid money for average players. we have a lot of players on high salaries. I was just talking about, for example, Alex Telles. He's apparently going to loan to Benfica.
Loan again?
Yeah, loan again. But the problem is, he came from Seville, but they can't pay his wages. He's on 93K a week. The best.
So wait a minute. So are they going to pay his wages, or are we going to pay half of his wages?
As I see it, I think they are going to pay all his wages.
Why don't you just rip the contract, let him go for free?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with balancing the sheets values, or I don't know. But he's on 93K a week. The best played player in Benfica has 112, and the second best is on 78. And they have players like Otamendi, he's on 48. They have players like João Mario, he's on 50. How are they going to take in a 30-year-old Telles and pay him 93K a week?
It's like Jeff Steele. G'day, Jarvis. G'day, Jarvis with a boomerang. Yeah, it's a boomerang effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We loan him out. Get rid of him. If we're not going to use him, just rip up his contract, let him go for free, like 𝒖𝒊𝒄𝒌 they did with Chelsea. Just rip up his contract, let him go. That means that, okay, you cut your losses anyway. You're not going to get 5-10 million for Alex Telles. Forget about that, right? And he's on high wage bill. So let him go for free and let him join Benfica and let them pay his wage bill. Why should we pay half? If they want Alex Telles, why don't they pay his wages? Simple as that. That's just a hard negotiation.
Yeah, but when it comes to FFP, if you rip his contract in half, then you have to pay all the amount, and it will go on your FFP account. It's better to at least have half.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of love in the house. People missed you. Jarvis in the house. Pozdrav Jarvis from Serbia. Well said, Jarvis, as well. Everyone is giving you a lot of love.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what? I kind of like a Siamese twin here, brother. I'm so used to be attached to you. So all of a sudden, you didn't come, and I felt like a bit alone. I am so lonely.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm so lonely. No, sorry. Neil Driscoll is saying Teletubby goes to Benfica on loan next. Get him for free next season. Yeah, true. Yeah, send him on loan and then get him for free. I don't know. Jarvis, Norwegian flag. Big up to all of you. RJ saying Mohamza from Qatar. By the way, Eid Mubarak as well. Big up, Jarvis. Mo. So how was your stream with Mr. Pig or Flying Pig Don?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We had we was actually talking about the bids and today's stock market. They announced that we are apparently up 11% in our revenues, but our debt is on an all-time high.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So what do you think about that, Mick? What's your thoughts?
This is the end of the fiscal year. What do you say, 2023, the 30th is what people are reporting, that if a sales takeover is likely to happen, it's on Friday, pretty much. That's what, most of financial journalists are saying as well. Fingers crossed, to be honest. We can talk about this, but at the end of the day, we can just speculate. From a financial perspective, yes, what I mentioned, the 30th plays a big part in how you move in the debt, because debt needs to be balanced towards the profits. And Manchester United is currently not doing that. The debt is pretty much higher almost than the revenues, almost. Or? Yeah.
It's an all-time high, at least.
Yeah. So if Sheikh Asim in 92 has come in, they will clear this debt anyway. So there'll be zero debt, to be honest. So that means that all of a sudden you're on a surplus, right? And they know that, they know that either way that can be happening anyway post the 30th, as long as that debt is being cleared, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because at the end of the day, we're going to sell a lot of players as well. And we already being pledged about 200 million from last year's financial planning, right? On the market. So there's no panic, to be honest. It's just that Ten Hag is keeping his cards close to his chest, and we fan base are going like, whoa, what's going on here, right? We don't know his plans. So people saying Kim Min-jae probably going to Bayern Munich. We don't know that, mate. We don't know. That's the thing. There hasn't been much more reports from Bayern Munich side about Kim Min-jae, right? It's been quiet there as well. I checked, Christian Falk's tweets, and nothing, to be honest. And nothing coming out from Fabrizio either, to be honest. So, and that's what matters for us. What people are saying, like, no depth, amazing. We're coming back, glory, glory, people. Yeah, true.
I'm just going to say something about Kim. People got to remember when it comes to Kim. He has a 2 weeks window.
Yes.
Now, and he can sign for whatever club he likes if they pay the price,
Release clause.
the release clause. So it basically you gotta think like Kim. Okay, you want to see what's out there, and you can make a deal with Bayern. Yeah, no problem. But it doesn't mean that he has to go to Bayern. He just know how much they will pay him and everything. It's agent talks at the moment. So
yeah,
he can choose United if he wants, and only Kim knows and his agent.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Are you good with languages? Because we have man lu tata. I'm trying to understand what this is. Google Translate. What does it mean? 𝒂𝒚 𝑹𝒖𝒃𝒚. 𝒂𝒚 𝑹𝒖𝒃𝒚. 𝒂𝒚 𝒂𝒚. 𝒂𝒚 𝒂𝒚. I don't know. What does that mean? Man lu tata. Can you just translate in English, please? We don't speak your language. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, basically, Kim has control of it. Yes. Again, yeah, that is absolutely spot on. Basically, like, it's paper talk, agent talk. I keep checking, like, what Mr. Bayern is saying, Christian Falk. Backtracking for 2 weeks, nothing about Kim Min-jae, just more about Harry Kane and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to who triggers that release clause, because you don't have to deal with the club, because there's a clause inserted in that 2 weeks period. All you have to do is trigger that release clause. Now, if there's a battle between Manchester United and Bayern Munich, United might sweeten the deal and say offer 5 million more, but it comes down to what Kim Min-jae wants. That's the thing. So Manchester United, most likely behind the scenes, have agreed personal terms with the player first to say, okay, how much do you want? Okay, no problems. That fits within our budget, right? Cool. This is the add-ons. Fine. Then they're just waiting for the first in that 2 weeks window. And within this 2 weeks window, I'm sure we're going to get bought out. I'm sure Manchester United are going to come in and trigger that release clause to say, here you go, because you don't have to deal with the club to dilly-dally because of the release clause. Does that make sense?
I agree. Makes a lot of sense. As usual.
Yeah, as usual. Mark Perks. Hey, Mark. Haven't seen you before. Good evening, Mick. Mbappe not coming. United. He will go to Liverpool for 300 million, lol. No, I don't think so. Liverpool was just standing there window shopping. Come on, they missed out on Bellingham. Remember, they were so sure that Bellingham is coming. He's coming. Now they're crying, salty tears. God, who can afford a Mbappe, to be honest? The only way you can do is like buy out his contract fully. I don't know. 250 million plus add-ons. Can Real Madrid even afford it? No, they can't. Who can afford it? Unless Sheikh Yassim comes in and shake that Yassim, shake, and all of a sudden, here's a gift, Mbappe. We give you frappe. No, sorry, like this is my internal joke. Whenever I go to Starbucks, I say, can I have an frappe, please?
Yeah, Mbappe, he's a great player. Who wouldn't want Mbappe in his team? He would strengthen us massively as a player. The only player who probably can compete with him at the moment is Haaland. And can we imagine like Abu Dhabi against Qatar, Haaland and Mbappe?
In the red corner, we have Qatar weighing 350 billion. Versus Abu Dhabi. Ding, 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 ding. Guys, I want a clean fight. Gloves off. Mo Hamza is saying, Mo is saying, are you sure we're sold before next season? Yeah, 100%, mate. Otherwise, we're going bankrupt. The figures don't lie. We've seen the financial reports. It has to be sold, right? True. Some people are saying milkshake Yassim. That is a blow behind the milkshake Yassim. God again. Now, saying, Kidwin Nixon, I haven't seen you in the community before, but welcome. Chelsea, Gareth Southgate goes smooth, while every other club but United. Guys, I understand, by default, I understand that United fan, by default, even myself, hit the panic button. But don't panic. don't panic. Things are going according to plan. I think United has a plan. I think Ten Hag is in control. You know, it's just not coming out in the press who we are linked to. It's sealed, right? I don't know what your thoughts and feelings regarding that.
Yeah, the thing is, we never know, because it's usually like this every summer. We think the best, we hope the best, but when it comes to deadline day, we sign Cavani. So it's or Casemiro. That's a great signing, you know. Don't get me wrong, but they come in too late. We don't get the time to implement them in the team. We don't get to Ten Hag to make their drills and learn the tactics, get to know his teammates. So, you know, I think we should act faster, but you know, that's a big problem. When United comes around, the price is too high.
Absolutely. I want to share something, if that's okay, from Tom, journalist. He's not watching today, but he did a report. Is it okay to share, right?
Yeah.
And we can sort of depack what he's saying, because in a way I kind of agree what he's saying there, but in a way, like, I have something to add. I took basically and pasted that into a Word document. Is that okay to share? Like, you shared it with me, so I will share. Tom, you know, is it okay to share with you? How was that on a tweet, or was that on a personal?
He sent it to me, but I think it's out.
Or should I just read?
We can share parts of it at least.
Okay, I will not share it on screen, but I can read it at least. So basically what Tom is saying, and I love Tom to pieces. He's such a lovely gentleman and a independent journalist. According to what he's saying, US sources in the latest hours are still pointing towards the Sheikh Yassim successful bid. This comes after the Glazer family has said to be all in agreement that it should sell Manchester United for near to their valuation of £6 billion, which each Glazer member wants $1 billion each, regardless of the share percentage they each own as individual, apart from the family. However, this is not a major development, as this is just an agreement as a family, but it's not being confirmed. This is their choice to Rain Group or all interested parties within the process. What does that mean? So it's always been that we want that evaluation to hit me with that 6 billion, and we want 1 billion each in our pocket.
Yeah.
Jarvis, do you read that as well?
I read it, and what it told me, that the Glazers are a family, the familia, like a mafia, and they just share. Everybody share. It doesn't matter if you own 18% or 9% or 10%. They are keeping it in the family, and they are dividing it equal, 1 billion each.
Yeah, it's like you have the birthday cake. You know, you split it equal in 6 pieces, right?
Yeah, you know,
not a gram more to Darcy. Otherwise, you will have a fight.
Yeah, you don't want to argue over $1 billion. Who wants that?
Yeah, well, that's totally what I agree. But he also continues to say, throughout the process, myself and colleagues have always maintained the stance that it's been communicated all the way through the process since it opened in November. 100%. They probably said we want 6 billion, and that's why they went on the market. Once they got the Qatari on hook, they knew that is the bait that they wanted. It's the biggest shark they can get and milk as much as money to hit that evaluation mark, according to my opinion as well.
Can I ask you a question, Mick? Yes. Just on this, the bid. The current bid is only for the 69%, not the remaining 31%.
And what way you mean? If Sheikh Yassim buys 100%, he's buying 100% of the club.
Yeah, but his bid at the moment to Ineos, to Rainy Group, is the bid 6 billion for the 69%, or is it 6 billion for everything?
Yeah. I mean, basically, don't take that remaining money pledged. You got to put that on the side, guys, because at the end of the day, Glazers own the majority control of Manchester United PLC, which is 69% of the overall shares. So this is a share deal, right? And along with asset and land banks and stuff, which is owned by Manchester United, the overall evaluation has always been, we want this. So they want people to hit this closest evaluation so they can walk away with 1 billion each. So it's 6 billion to be said. Now, the remaining of the 31% shares, it's Class A shares, right? The Class B shares is owned by the Glazers, which is total control. The Class B shares is 10 times more voting power than the Class A share. And then the remaining of those retail shares or industrial shares, you also have Areas, Lindsay Train, Boeing Group. They own majority of the Class A shares. You know what I mean?
Shares, yeah.
Yeah. So you come to a premium agreement, which you come to agreement that we offer you about approximately $35 to $38 per share, right? So you can divide that and conquer, like, to say, okay, this hits the evaluation, we will walk away with 1 billion each. And then you have to sort of find that, fair buyout for the remaining Class A, which is the 31%. And this is a lot of work. But the major deal that's been agreed, apparently, according to reports and including what I'm reading here, that Sheikh Yassim came in and blew everyone out of the water, offered them exactly what they wanted, plus more, plus continuous business opportunities in Qatar, as we've been seeing in reports, by offering them like broadcasting rights for NBA and NFL and stuff like that, to be played in Qatar as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. His source is also continue, like, sources close to Rainey are openly engaged with the Glazer family. So yes, true. Rain Group constantly advised the Glazer family on day-to-day basis, along with the personal aides, the Rothschild Bank. We know that Rothschild Bank because Rothschild Bank, they are the major banks and investors in Manchester United PLC, right? For which, upon our last report starting, all advisors are listening to the pursuit of full sale. So basically, the Glazers they started to listen to taking the advice seriously, and still to be pushed. However, the latest development is that the Glazer family are agreeing that their advisors have been throughout the process, which is factually correct, basically listening to the advice. This is what I said, like they are taking the advice, and they basically pushed through about 2-3 weeks ago to say, take this bid. This is the best bid you can get, right?
Yeah.
Ineos has been there all along, complicating the deal by offering different variables, right? To say, well, if I pay you half now and maybe in 3 years' time I give you another price, what do you think it's going to be worth? Giving the confusion towards Rain Group, and it's been reported that they don't really like that bid. They want to sort of cash out. If the right money and the bid is on the table, they will walk away. It's always been the case ever since they started to say, when they went out for looking for strategical investments, they had a price in mind, and that is the 6 billion mark, right? And then you had the shadow bidding process involved, to be fair, and that's kind of been designed that you are bidding blindfolded. Like, do I know if Ineos is in there? I don't really see what they're bidding, but at the end of the day, Sir Jim Ratcliffe had to loan a lot of money. He had to go for board approvals if the debt's going to be taken on Ineos, and the rest has been played out in media. So every camp has been utilizing media, especially Ineos has been very vocal using PR machine and the British press, while the 9-2 Holding Foundation has been very silent and quiet, not been using a lot of PR press, to being quite confident, a bit chilled, laid back.
Yeah.
And they went around the corner straight to the Glazers, say, here's, take it, leave it, that's it. This is what we're going to offer. And this is why it's silent right now, because there's a lot of legal paperwork it's going to be sorted out. They're waiting for the right moment to announce it, according to my understanding. When it's going to happen, I have no Scooby-Doo like everyone else. But I don't believe anything that comes out now from British press. And everyone has started to backtrack into saving face to join the gravy train. What we've been saying all along, you're just following the financial trails. You started off with Araban San saying, no, it's exclusivity. And then they come out, there is no exclusivity. It's basically announced the winner, Sheikh Yassim, pretty much it. You've seen reports coming up from, from Arabian business, some sources in Qatar, according to my personal LinkedIn. I'm not going to tell you who, how, what. But, if they're confident, everything's chilled, relaxed. It's just a matter of fact of dealing with the remainder of the handovers, pretty much it, This is my take on it. And I think even if I keep reading further on what Tom is saying in his correspondence, he also feels the same. Like,
Yeah.
he says, Sheikh Yassim's side, there has been complete radio silence, no pin drop of confirmed news regarding the takeover from their side. Is normally a sign of respect and confidence, as they do not feel they have to engage with the public and the media outlets. This comes after Sheikh Yassim's fifth bid, described as being the premium offer, shook the negotiation table to its core, causing a radio silence between Ineos and Rain Group for the negotiation.
So it was silent.
Yeah. And then it was silent. So Ineos was shocked in a way, because they were all along confident that they put, like, you know, the evaluation overall club higher than Sheikh Yassim 92. But at the end of the day, it's the total package, the total buyout, what matters. You know, Yassim is offering 100% buyout, meaning all the shareholders. There's been some legal disputes within the Class A holders. Like, hang on a second, vote of no confidence. So. And plus, I think, you know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been kind of outed, like, you know, by many, you know, Ineos. I don't think it's niece and stuff.
Wasn't the lawsuit about the manipulating the share price?
No, a lot of things, to be honest. It's not manipulating the share price, but, you know, if you're a minority investor, if you're only buying out, you know, 50% of the Glazer share, and what about us? What about Lindsay Train, Bowen Group, and all that? They're the ones been challenging, right? And then you have a board also offering to be saying, like, you know what? They've been going on the market trying to pimp it out, and all the hedge funds and minority investors came in and had a look and said, no way, you cannot operate this club like you're poor billionaires. You don't know what you're doing. Ain't gonna work anymore. So basically, they kicked the can as far as they can. And hit the brick road. And that was in November, that they had no other options to come out to say, we need to go out in full sale, or look at potentially, you know, look at minority investors. But then in the current financial crisis, credit crisis, nobody's willing to invest that kind of money. So it makes sense, right? Everything has, you know, logic and reasoning. That's the thing.
How can you say brick road without singing?
I don't know. Which song do you think?
So, you know, Elton John, Yellow Brick Road.
Andy Tate wants to come in. Oh yeah, Andy, I will send you a link. Andy. Hang on. What's your hang on. I send it on your WhatsApp, Andy. Hang on a second. I'm just so busy. I'm not following the chat, so I will copy this.
You fix Andy. I will speak to the chat.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's see. Last comments, Andrew. Is something here? Okay. Book.
Done. Send it to Andy Tate on his.
Breaking news. Goldbridge staging a one-man protest at the Megastore right now to keep Degea at the MUFC.
We're not here to talk about other channels, but, you know, I don't like the clickbaits. I don't really like I don't appreciate the clickbaits, because at the end of the day, you know, trying to sort of provide calm and composed, you know, and before clickbaits, Andy Tate is in the house. And how are you going, mate?
Mate, yeah, I just heard that last joke. One man demonstration. Funny.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay, mate.
You one day early, mate.
Yeah, I'm one day early. I've been on the agenda, so I see them out, like I say, about Degea. Man United are being nasty about it. You got to be cruel to be kind now, mate. You just got to move on. Move on with it. New keeper, new ideas, new players, new thoughts. I'm all for it now. I'm sick of being the goody two-shoes now. Pep did it in his first season. He assessed everything. He got rid of Joe Hart, didn't he, if you remember?
Yeah.
And he went through his keepers for a couple of seasons, and he got the keeper he's got now.
He's doing a mind sweeping at the moment, Ten Hag. You know, sweep a keeper, you're doing mind sweeping. Like,
yeah. And it's like United are probably in for Onana. So maybe
my apologies. Yassim is not Yassim. Sorry, mate. Yeah, go on, Andy.
Oh yeah, it's if rumours are to be told, we're in for Onana. So yeah, I'll take him, mate. I keep a strong keeper, a keeper that'll talk to the back four. He'll give the back four something to think about, like a Schmeichel. Have a voice on him. You make a mistake, he'll tell you. He'll tell you what you're thinking, what you're doing wrong.
So Andy,
a keeper. They will get you extra points during the season as well.
Andy, are we going to sing Onana?
Onana, what's my name?
Onana, what a save!
What a save! What
What
a
a
save!
save!
You can sing that. That'd be great to set for them.
Yeah, man. I mean, apparently he's the sporting director of Inter Milan. He's flying in to negotiate and finalize the deal. That's the latest, right? And you can add 2 and 2 together. Like, you know, they're playing around with Degea to say, no, we're not going to offer you that. Now we retract it. They're basically forcing you now to say, welcome to Onana, right? Is that how you see it as well?
Way things are going, I can see that's our goalkeeper's our first signing.
Well, you know, in a way, like, you know, people saying, "Oh, this is not the way we treat a club legend," but people forgetting the fax machine, like the broken fax machine as well.
Yeah, they had a broken fax machine in 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that Edward Wood or was that David De Gea? You know what I mean? In them days, you had text messages, you still had emails, man. So don't ask me a broken fax machine. You know, you still had email, you still had social media, you still could have sent an email and the paperwork and send it back. So fax machines aside, fax machines are outdated now. Predated.
It is
outdated.
Like a lot of things is outdated. We spoke. I was here all alone while Jarvis was doing Flying Pig, and I was, you know, big up to the VR room. How many likes we are? Like, please smash a like for Andy Tate in the house. Guys, we're just about to promote. Tomorrow we're doing No Bullshit United. Of course, me, Andy, Jarvis, and Jay Daly. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. There's been, I wasn't supposed to do a live show today, Andy, but it's been so much news out there today, right? Seriously, you gotta talk about it, right? Frenkie de Jong. What do you reckon about Frenkie de Jong? Come home to Papa.
It's more PR. It's about, oh, look at this. It's just PR bull. It's Neil Ashton pointing out there again on the media.
But it's not. It's coming from Spain as well.
It's
coming from Spain.
It's magic. Look at the spin. Look at the magic. Here's a
rabbit. It's not only coming from. No, it's coming from Spain. Reports first started from Spain, close to Barcelona.
Yeah, it's just because our name's been linked with him in the past. It's just the name to create some headlines. I don't believe it. Look, if a player wants to come, he would say so. But he is happy in Barcelona. He's just got married. He's playing football. He's just won a La Liga title. But like you say, football changes. I get that. You can get players. Nothing lasts forever. United can be ruthless.
I just say I don't want a 2.0. But if Ten Hag is obsessed with him, and we almost got him last year, if they can buy out his contract, like if you got a Sheikh Yassim coming in, shake,
an obsession. It's like an obsession with a girl on a Saturday night, isn't it?
It is
an obsession on a Saturday night. He wants a date with that girl. That's what Ten Hag is with Frenkie de Jong. I had an obsession with Pam Anderson back in the 90s, but I didn't get a chance to meet her, did I?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
She ended up doing a home video with Tommy Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what broke me out. That's why I walked away.
That broke your heart.
I had to walk away after that. After that video came.
We have some breaking news here. The UN has recognized Maguire as a Panasonic fridge.
Did you see that today? Did you see that? The Man United new kit launch. None of the Man United pictures used Harry Maguire's picture. So he himself used his own picture of him in the kit and posted it on his Instagram and Twitter. So he looks like a superhero. New start, new season. And he's looking like he's Superman.
Simon Beck is in the making. Come on, that's his agent, right? Come on, we talked about delusion. We talked about delusion.
Talk about that. What's
Delusion FC?
Keep your head low. Keep your head low. So, yeah, I mean, Frenkie de Jong, it's an obsession. Absolute obsession.
I speak realist. Yeah. No, I do respect Juddy, right? Juddy speaks facts, you know, even when we're communicating off DMs, right? So basically, he's towing my line. Barcelona had to raise money for FFP reason. So they need to sell. That is the fact, mate. You cannot lie. And who is the price asset to need to offload? They're going to try to force him out again, 100%. And we almost had a deal with 75 plus 5. The only thing that stopped it was the deferred wages. Anything else, like, oh no, I'm happy here. My wife is happy here. What. Listen, If the club wants you out, if you can buy out his contract, you go to La Liga, you have a Sheikh Yassim coming in. How much? Okay, you just buy him out. Person term was not a problem. That's it. I don't know. I'm just saying, wait and see, because I have a sneaky feeling that this is going to be the saga again.
It could be the saga with Harry Kane and Mount. You're going to have more sagas like you do on Coronation Street. So many plots, you don't know what you're going to look at.
But okay, if your prime target was last year, you're building your midfield squad on the engine cog, which was Frenkie de Jong, and then you have to revert back to Casemiro, and you say, okay, I will get back to you next year, son. Stay put, right? Stay put. They will pay off your deferred wages, but let's have a discussion next year again. I think that might be happening right now, because Barcelona is also, I mean, Bayern Munich is also looking at it. So either way, smash like people, smash like big up.
I mean, Barcelona have just signed Gundogan as well, haven't they?
Yeah, for free. And that's the thing. Where then it means that he has to play deeper.
Yeah.
Right?
New contract.
Xavi, according to my opinion, never fancied him, right? Xavi tried to force him out as well, if you remember. He played him as centre back in the tour and stuff like that. Kept him on the bench. That's the thing.
If you remember when he played at Old Trafford.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
didn't Busquets retire?
Busquets retired, yeah.
No, he's still playing.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, son, everyone's is what don't fall. It's clearly understood, but Frenkie doesn't want to come to you. How do you know? How do you know? You don't go and speak to and agree with the agency last summer if you're not interested to come. It clearly was an understanding that we're interested to come, but we need to fix up its deferred furlough wages, right? I'm sick and tired to talk about this, but there might be so many different stories. But at the end of the day, you got to see what happens in the summer window. There'll be many different conflicting stories, but the fact is, as a player, you don't walk away from money that's been owed by you. During the COVID pandemic, like, everyone took a pay cut or didn't get paid at all, and that was done by Bartomeu. Then all of a sudden you have the new president, which is called, what's this called now? Not Bartomeu. God, I forget his name. Laporta comes in. They're all like president's mafiosos, like, they all, because it's a sort of fan voted in presidents, they all want to impress his fan. It's a fan owned club, sorry. So I said, no, I didn't do that. That was the previous president. I didn't honor that. So therefore, I'm not going to pay you. That's what happened, right? So all of a sudden, you have a legal battle, right? You're sending out your legal team, which is sports agency's legal team. They use a lot of intermediates and legals to sort this mess out. At the end of the day, as an agent, you have to advise your player, and trust me, you have to advise the player, don't go. You're not going to walk away with that, without them paying you. And that's what happened, right? All of a sudden, Barcelona triggered the levers. They went deep in the, with buying Lewandowski's, all that stuff, and counting that would go deep in the Champions League. What happened? They got knocked out. Now they're in deep shit. Now they have to trigger another lever. You know what I mean? So they are in deep shit. They cannot buy players.
Yeah, them levers they pulled now, it was a certain criteria. If you win something and get into the Champions League, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. And now they're at that point now, like you say, they took the gamble. So the next one, say they achieve something again this year, they go deep in the Champions League, win La Liga again. It'll be, like you say, FG. It'll be more down the line.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is the case, that it's going to be the case. I'm just saying, like, watch it, right? Observe it, like, watch how the media circuit is going to start spinning these plates, right? But at the end of the day, like, some people believe that, will he end up in Manchester City? I think Erik ten Hag will not let him go to Manchester City. No way. That's the thing. If City starts hoovering around, I'm sure that, because Ten Hag is obsessed with his boy. That's the thing. Why would you go to a city when you know that your ex-papa or your boss that brought you up is there wanting you, right? It's all about legacy.
Of course, it's all about legacy. Man City put a bid in for Declan Rice today, and it's been rejected, isn't it? So Man City now, you got to look at it from that point of view. Man City are the attraction now, aren't they, for any player in Europe?
Yeah.
I mean, he could fit in. He could, like say, Chelsea could come in for Frenkie de Jong as well. I've been hearing that last 24 hours. Bayern Munich, like you say.
But Chelsea is another saga with FFP themselves. That's the thing, because they went on a mad spending spree last year with 400 million plus. So for them to go in, I don't see it, right? And plus, Chelsea needs a striker as well, right? But they're going for an Osman. I don't know. They are basically what Juddy Sports is saying, make a takeover update until July next quarter, financial reasons. Yeah, these are financial reasons, isn't it?
A takeover update until July, right? If I said next July, Jesus.
Yeah.
For a second there.
So basically 30th is the end of the physical financial year, basically where you have the opportunity to buy in players, to count them in as this year's, what we are now. So if you go in past in July or June, that counts into next year's, right? All the FFPs and everything. But however, if you have a takeover in this Mr. process past this date, what happens is that you go in and clear the debt, and that FFP balance does sort of like gets recalculated because you're clearing the debt. It's like a balanced scorecard sheet. All of a sudden you're in plus. That means that you have more money to go in the market to add on more to sort of back up to the end of the transfer window. So I don't see this as a panic, to be honest, right?
Yeah, I don't want to say if you know financial rules and you know the restrictions of what to do, what not to do. Like you say, don't panic. Like you say, don't panic.
Don't panic,
Mr. Mannering, as you say in Dad's Army.
Yeah, that's why United haven't signed a player in June since 𝑴𝒊𝒄𝒌 since 4 years ago. True. But on the other hand, like, you know, you wouldn't go out. There might be a strategic reason also not to go out and shout out, we have money, we have new ownership. Because then people know that, yeah, they have new money. They have Qatari money. Now we can take them to the cleaners, right?
Yeah, it's like a new neighbor moving into the street. You want to keep yourself private. And
so behind the scenes, they might have gone and spoken to all the players on the target, made personal terms agree. Nothing's coming out, and they're just waiting for the announcement, right? But if you go out to say, like, you know, to announce it earlier, just a theory that I'm having, like, by the way. You don't want to play your cards to the market, right? Because we had an Ed Woodward that came out to say, hey, we're Manchester United, we can buy whoever we want, we have so much money. Now it's kind of reversed. Hey, with the poor man's club, we cannot afford it, right? So it might be a strategy as well not to announce that we have the the Qatari money as well. Just putting it out there as food for thought.
It's an interesting theory. I mean, to put it out there, we are a poor man's club, but privately we're sitting on a war chest.
Yeah. A rocket.
A rocket, yeah. So,
I got a rocket in my pocket ready to explode.
Oh, God, no. You don't know what he says. An interesting strategy, but like you say, you don't know. Every day is the same. Every day seems to be the same recyclable stories. There's nothing going.
Yeah. 15 days to a first match. Are you still comfortable and get at least one play through the room? Yes, I think so. But, you know, realistically speaking, when did we ever get all the ducks in for the pre-tour? Never. In history, never.
No, we didn't.
No.
Our best window when we was like Zlatan, Pogba, and Mkhitaryan on it. That was our best window. But it wasn't all for the tour. It was, like, say, I remember we got Pogba, was it, with a couple of games. It was announced when we were playing Southampton. I remember that because I went to games on a Friday night. We just announced we signed Paul Pogba. It got announced before kickoff.
No. And I agree with Lucky Sings, and don't worry about preseason. Preseason is pretty much for the squad players to get there, right? Most of the players are out there on holidays anyway, because they played, like, relentless football. Like, if you're a first team player, you probably played all these internationals, World Cups, and they deserve a sort of a break, right? So therefore, Juddy Sports is saying, Onana, what's my name? The Madhouse in the house as well. Newcastle getting ripped off with the oil money. No.
They've just paid 70 million for that AC Milan lad, didn't they?
Yeah,
Milan had to sell him because
the thing is,
he broke and he was crying. He didn't want to leave.
He didn't, because Italian clubs are broke. That's the thing, right? So we should go out and explore. Juve, Milan, Inter, they all need money, right?
Oh, mate, we can't even get a free transfer. We can't even chat up on Rabiot's mum to get a transfer down.
Now, that was paper talk. That was just basically utilizing Manchester United name for him to get a add-on bonus, sign-on bonus, and another extra extension contract. We just basically inquired about it. But, that's the trick, right? There was never sort of a bid on the table. There was nothing. It was just a link and inquirement, but also utilized for him.
I remember the same thing. Was it Ramos at Real Madrid?
Yeah,
he was going to join Man United, wasn't it? If you remember, in 2015, and he used our name to push, and he got his new contract extension. He threatened to leave when privately he played United, and he got his mega deal in 2015, and he didn't look back from that, did he? Sergio Ramos, remember that? Just use the name Man United in your contract negotiations.
I don't know. Director me is saying none of these overzealous journalists want to do their due diligence before putting stories out there. Yeah, I mean, God, it's been one circus and shit show after another. It's basically same old story, but just changing the headlines. Nothing new. Just changing the
journalism. Poor journalism. I said this on the Man United agenda before. Do you think privately Qatar are monitoring the English media and who they will not let into their club when they come in? Because some journalists will have the door slammed in their face,
dude.
And I look forward to it. I really look forward to it. Simon Stone, you're gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mike Keegan, you're gone. You know what I mean. People from the Athletic, you're gone. You know
Simon
what I mean?
Stone, isn't he the one that sounds like his head is in a bubble jar? Can you tell me? Like, he's always speaking like that.
Futurama. Huh? Yeah.
Futurama, yeah.
But I will think, do you think, though, that they're doing that privately? The Qataris.
Dude, you're absolutely rocking my nerve, because this is something that I've been speaking for over 1 year, to be honest. The privileged journalists sitting there getting leaks and treating it as a sort of Vanity Fair, like, Hollywood gossip magazine. Like, you're privileged to sit there with Karen having press conferences, and all you're doing is asking bullshit questions, right? Something that the gaffer is not going to ask, instead of asking footballing questions. And the gravy train it's gone, right? Basically. You've been milked. You've been getting sources from certain people that are not going to be in the club after this takeover, because it's going to be a makeshift. It's going to be a change management, right? So this is the gravy train is going to be lost, and of course you're going to utilize to write as much shit as possible, right? And that's the thing. But it's what you say. You shot yourself in the kneecap and in the foot by doing so. We know who we're talking about. We're not going to mention the names, but there's somebody, there's a Scouser supporter that's been, crying at the sports washing and all that shit.
Yeah, we know. I know him. Yeah.
He's been blocking all the Manchester United supporters as a full-time job on Twitter, to be honest, for having an opinion. It's been cancellation, and, even, Athletic as well. I mean, there's some good journalists in Athletic, but some of them, it's been shocking, to be honest, right? And then you have to click on their tweet, and then you have to pay for the fucking article to read it. That's the thing. But at least Athletic is more astute writing, creative writing. But the other journals like Express, the Daily Mail, and all that stuff, it's just been the headlines and the same stories, but kind of shuffle. Like you take a shuffle card and you shuffle around a little bit.
I remember the times that was it when it came out. Was it the other week? Qatar are trying to negotiate a period of exclusivity to negotiate a deal. The Times came out within 2 hours. You know what I mean? What you call it? Man United, Jim Ratcliffe is still a favourite, and the Times came out with that.
Direct to me, I'm not.
Yeah, Samuel Locker should be top of that list. No offense.
Yeah, no offense. He was the gossip journalist #1 last season as well. Harry's got a bigger ding dong than Rashford, and the rest of the boys don't like it, and they want to have group hugs together. Those kind of stories, man.
That was Seriously. It. Was it somewhere? Was it last season or season before? There is trouble with the Man United dressing room. And I think a player said that, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire came out. Was it Rashford? No, there isn't. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. So like,
wasn't it Mark Ogden also that made a story about Harry Maguire that he something about that he felt that was absolutely wrong story as well. It was last season. I can't remember what it was. He's claiming abuse and stuff like that, which is absolutely they're creating this. It comes from the agent to create this sympathy for the player, right? You know, how many burglaries did they have? To be honest.
Yeah, if you look at this season, well, who the list of going out now, Man United have made the value list of what players are worth if they're going to be sold. Every player's agent and every player will not be thinking about Man United. They will not be thinking about each other. They will be thinking about themselves and self-preservation. I am living a dream. I'm getting an absolute wad of money, and I'm not achieving nothing. And I want to continue doing this.
Here's the thing, like did a podcast with Jonathan Burnett, super agent and all that stuff. And here's the fact, right? Agents look after the player's interest. Their job is to make sure that the player only think about playing, nothing else. They take care of everything else, the PR, the bills, everything else. If they have a problem with the wife or the girlfriend, is anything, they take care of everything. All the player has to do is just rock up and play, you know. So you can have delusional FC to say you're the best, keep going, do what you have to do. But they only take care of the player. The club doesn't take care of the player. That's the thing, right? That's what I wanted to say. So it's so normal that agencies are utilizing reporters to spin the story because they want to big up the player. They want to say certain things. Oh, you know what I mean? This is the story, how it goes.
I mean, it's the Harry Kane thing today as well. That picture that came up of Harry Kane, looking like Superman, new season, new start, you know, with a picture of him in the kit. And you're like, come on, man.
Okay, Jarvis, time to speak because we waited 55 minutes. Okay, he was on a flying pig. Now I will shut up. Okay, Jarvis, go ahead. I got a red card for some Flexio. I got a red card.
Funny listening to you guys. You know, you just go on and on and on, and that's good. That's good. Just keep the show going. Yeah, what are we talking about? Maguire or journalists?
I don't know. Mix mash of everything.
Yeah, mishmash. Yeah.
But I don't know what you covered earlier this show, Mick. But I wanted to speak about Maguire. Is he? Why did he put on that shirt and did what he did? Is he trying to stay in the club, or doesn't he want to leave?
Ask Simon Beck, his agent. Seriously. So Andy, he was not on the kit launch. So basically, he did him himself, right?
Yeah, he did. He released a tweet. Then was it his Instagram, and he looks like Superman. Looking to the skies like that in the new kit, and oh man, it just. What did he say at the end of last season? I think it was an England match. I don't need to prove myself. I play for Manchester United. 2 weeks later, oh, Sevilla. Oh, dear. Oh, dig yourself a hole. And you know what? He's digging himself another hole.
A rabbit hole.
He really is digging himself another hole. Because
take it away.
If you remember, was at the start of last season, he got turned in the pre-season. We got turned, I think we were playing in Melbourne, and he got rinsed by an Australian average Aussie Premier League player. And he got rinsed, and he was still bigging himself up. And I'd say after the first 2 games, you finished, lad. So do you know what I mean? After that Brentford game, after the Brighton game, bottom of the league, Harry Maguire in defence, absolute rinsed. So, he scored a goal as well against Brighton, didn't he? He scored 1 goal, big deal. So he's doing it again. If you want to be a part of the club, fine. But you're just going to be like 4th, 5th choice, and you're just doing a living. You're not going to play for this club. You want to be in the Euros next year, play for England. You're going to need to play football. You're going to have to move on. But if you're so deluded and you're a favourite and you're getting picked by Southgate, stay around, sit on the bench. Come on for 5 minutes. See out a game. Head to head. You know what I mean? Big, strong defence. Lift the cup. Get off the bench and come to Wembley and pick up a cup with Bruno again next year. And like that, I passed the exam. You You never played in any games going to Wembley, blah, blah, blah. We've just won another cup, and there he is with a trophy again. You want to do that, Maguire? Go ahead, mate.
Andy, hang on a second.
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior. And I gave them my word, so...
Don't make me fire you.
You can't fire me. You're acting manager, not office manager, so you have no firing powers.
Don't make me pre-fire you.
You wouldn't dare.
Watch this. You're pre-fired. And when I'm promoted, you'll be full fired.
If you get promoted. And if you haven't fallen in love with me by then.
What?
That's delusion, isn't it?
Oh, that's delusion.
You will fall in love with me.
Oh, yeah. In denial, yeah. You want me. You need me.
Yes.
I think we're doing all right, lads. I think we're doing all right. You need me.
I want you to want me. I need you to need me. You know that song, Didn't I see you crying? Cool.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know with Harry Maguire, and it's just going to be sit on the bench, get your wage,
Andy,
play a game here and there, but you won't achieve anything.
Before we close the stream, a number 7 shirt is reported rumors that's going to go to Garnacho.
I don't know about that, mate. I think that is a burden too early.
Yeah, but
break into it slowly. Messi was number 19. Messi, I think before that was number 30. I think, or number 23, something like that.
But they changed the lyrics. They changed the lyrics from Viva Ronaldo to Viva Garnacho.
Yeah, but I'm just, it may all fit, but it may not all work out. That pressure, that shirt, the players who have played in that shirt in the past up to the present, it may be not the time. Maybe I would say just leave it vacant. It's only from a shirt selling point of view. That's why they're doing it. Shirt selling point of view. If in the next year or two, he is absolutely right. This is the next. He is the next Messi. Give him the number 7 by all means. But Messi didn't start out with one number and worked his way all the way up. Look at Beckham. Beckham was 24. He made that number 7, didn't he? He made that number 7. So what does he do? I'll be number 23. Michael Jordan style. That iconic. So stick with it. That number will be yours, but just not yet. Stick with the numbers. Play the game. Play the numbers game. You'll get that number 7 eventually.
I agree with that. Nacho made the shirt proud.
I agree, Andy. But I want to say Garnacho. Okay, why don't you want to give a number like iconic number like number 7 to Garnacho? Because it's way too much on his shoulders. But I just want to say, he's a young kid, but he don't try to be. He's already there. He's been like this for many years. His attitude, his mentality, I don't think it will weigh him down. I think he believes he's a number 7, and he's not deluded when thinking so. He's just wanted to be the next star. He wants to be the next player who will be our number 1. So for me, I wouldn't see a big problem giving the number 7 for the Garnacho. I don't think it will go to his head because his head is already up there.
Yeah, it's already cool. I like what Jonathan is saying from Sweden. 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 has to be the number 7. 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌. Lucky Singh is saying something interesting. Wait a minute. Janusaj was given number 11 shirt too early. True. What happened to him? Yeah, he did. Anyway, it was a report today, and I had it in the earlier stream, and I haven't seen even say that potential Sabitzer is going to be retained. Somebody's calling you.
It's the missus. I'll speak to him later.
All right. I thought it was me. Sabitzer was also mentioned in the report today that it's a surprise. He might be on the launch kit as well. If we manage to get him for 20,000 as a squad player, I swear to God, it's out there.
Strange.
Go check one football.
3 times. Why do we want a player who's been injured 3 times? Bayern Munchen don't let players go. Why do they let him go? I smell trouble. I don't want him.
Give Goldbridge the number 7. How much is 7 crown rents over Degea to? Man, I don't know. At the end of the day, we're not here to talk about fellow content creators, but you know, it's funny that you guys are calling it out. It's fine. Cool. Guess what? We've been running a stream for about 2 hours almost. It's time to close the shop. It was 1 hour for me, and then you guys came in. It says Jarvis Sabitzer number is available for you for new United kit. That's exactly. That's exactly. We don't know what's going on there.
Guys, I've got to go. Something may be happening, something important. I'll
all right, Andy. Okay. Nice of you to call in. I see you tomorrow, right? See you for No Bullshit United, right?
Okay, you will.
Sharpen your knives, mate, and enjoy. Say hello to your missus. Big up. Guys, before you go, smash a like for Andy Tate coming in and having a say. See you guys tomorrow. And I love your Star Wars shirt, man. Come on.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Trust the Force. All right, guys. It's been a madness. Like, I'm overstreamed. I'm cooking here. Thanks, Jarvis, for coming in and providing support. Yeah, what would I be without my what do you call it, Maverick and my wingman? Was it Ice?
Wingman.
No? Goose. Yes, Goose. Canadian Goose. Cool. Tomorrow will be more confused than today. People stay safe and be nice to each other on the socials. Madhouse saying bye-bye, good night. We weren't supposed to do a stream today, but there was so much things that came out in the ether today, so we had to. Jarvis, looking forward to see you tomorrow. We are going to gas it up tomorrow. It's going to be a cracking show again with Andy Tate and Jay Daly, and you, myself. Guys, what do we say?
We give you back the day or the night.
Peace, love, and go bananas. Right. It's been Mick Ruby here, together with my wingman, Goose.
Jarvis Cocker. Oh, see Goose. Yeah.
See you guys. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.